Hey guys, this is Eyes Restrict 12. I'm bringing a really good deck profile today. This is Despia Invoked Dogmatika. This is the deck that topped my locals last week. It was piloted by a really good player. His name is Jordan. He goes to my locals here in Jacksonville, Florida. And he was playing Despia Invoked Dogmatika. He was playing some of the new cards from the brand new set Dawn of Majesty, such as Albert, Despian Tragedy, and Dramaturge of Despia, along with, Despia Theater of the Branded. This is a brand new archetype that came out not too long ago. A lot of players are still trying to figure out what works, what doesn't, but this deck did top the event last week. So without further ado, let me go ahead and go over the footage from Jordan explaining his deck. Enjoy! Alright guys, we're here with Jordan. He got first place at locals at Vortex. Jordan, before we start, man, do you want to give any shout outs to anybody?
Shout out to my boy Trey up in North Carolina. I've been talking about this deck and he's been like, oh, it sounds okay, but now I actually talked with this so you can actually see how the deck's made.
Dude, that's what's up, man.
So
alright, let's see what you got.
So
first place deck right here.
Yeah, so I'm playing Despia Invoked Dogmatika. Starters, obviously 3 Alistair. For the monster lineup, normal summon. I had, then my Dogmatika package. I only played one of each because I really don't want to brick on a bunch of them. I only really want to search them out with Nadir Servants. And plus I needed room for the Despia stuff because that takes up a little bit of room as well. So, except for those. Now onto my Despia engine ratios. 2 of the Jester, Oliver, 2 of the Tragedy, and 1 of the Dramaturge. So I've seen a bunch of deck profiles that do 2-1-1, but I feel like Tragedies is really good. And I also play some spell cards that help this trigger a lot so I can see these more consistently. So 1 Dramaturge is fine. It sucks when it's in the graveyard, but it's fine at 1 right now. And since they're all searchable, it helps out a lot.
Makes sense. Now
onto the hand traps that I played. So this just was kind of just thrown into it because I didn't know exactly how the ratios would work. So I played 1 Nibiru in the main, 2 Effect Veiler, and 3 Ash. So these are my only hand traps, 6 hand traps. I went Nibiru because at 1 because I didn't know exactly what I would play every game 1. So I don't want to see a bunch of these in hand if I'm playing against a very slow deck.
Like mine.
Yeah.
Game 1, Elva Chorkis.
Basically, so I wanted this just in case, and it would be like a lucky draw type of thing. Play with my luck. Effect Veiler at 2. I would play 3, but I really wanted to stick with the 6 hand trap ratio so I could have more monsters for the actual engine so it could be more consistent.
Fair enough.
And then 3 Ash. That's my favorite hand trap, the best hand trap in my opinion. Stops practically almost everything in the game right now, so it's pretty generic.
Fair.
Now, I only played 2 traps in the deck, just Punishment and Schism. This is only for the Maximus combo, really. That's all it's for. And then Punishment. Everybody that plays meta, they know what Punishment does. Just search off Ecclesia, pop things. Now onto the spells. I'm going to start with the 1-ofs just to get it over with. 1 Feather Duster, 1 Terraforming, 1 Barrow, and 1 Called By. Called By generic for hand traps. Foolish. So Foolish is really good in this deck just because of Despia Tragedy. Tragedy gets its effect when it's sent to the graveyard by any card effect. So it's nice to have this in hand because it basically is a 3rd Tragedy. So once it hits the graveyard, I get to add a Despia monster to my hand, which makes it more consistent. Terraforming for the field spells. We'll get into that soon. And then 1 Feather Duster, just in case game 1 I'm playing against Altar guys or some sort of trap deck, or Eldritch.
Or Eldritch.
Yeah, so that's it for that one. And most of those cards, like Harpy's Feather Duster and all that, they're very citable, so it works out. 2 of spells. 2 Super Poly. This is really good if I have Alistair or a Despia monster in general on the board because I can use any light or dark monster. So if my opponent has a light or dark monster that's really important to them that they need, I would just activate Super Poly and either summon out the Quaterus or any of the invoked monsters that have that attribute.
Fair
so
enough.
Allure of Darkness, this card is broken because with Tragedy, you get to draw 2 cards, and then if I have this in my hand, I get to pitch this, and the Tragedy gets the actual add effect when he's banished as well, because this is by a card effect, it's not cost.
Oh wow, so he works.
Yeah, so it
very well.
might as well be a +1 in this deck.
Fair enough.
So, now the Despia cards, I'll just go ahead and get the field spells out the way. So 2 of the Despia field spell and 3 magical meltdown. This is self-explanatory. Search Alistair and it's broken with the fusion reactions. And this, a lot of profiles I've seen this past weekend, people only played 1. I don't like playing just 1 because some people cite in like Cosmic Cyclones or anything that banishes, like a Shadal Aerial. And if this is in the graveyard during that time or they Cosmic Cyclone you, I can't get it back. So I need multiples, and most people wouldn't expect me to run multiples, so that way I can keep fusing for the game.
Yeah, that is true. Almost every Despia deck I've played, they only play 1.
Yeah, they only play 1. Yeah. Now onto the 3 ofs, the main cards. Branded Opening. This card is broken. My boy Jorge, I don't know where he's at right now. I was thinking about only playing 1 or 2. Then he told me, nah, bro, this card is nuts. I read it over, and I was like, wait. So I get the special or add, and then when it's in the graveyard, it protects my Despia, or actually any of my fusion monsters from destruction from card effects, and that's nuts. So, and since this is the actual main searcher, that's why you play such a low Despia count.
Makes sense.
3 Nadir Servants, self-explanatory. It keeps the consistency with the Dogmatika cards. I opened up this card so many times today and was so clutch. Because this is your starter for the Maximus combo, or if it's like late game, you can just pop stuff with Intis. So it's just really good, it's very versatile. I really like it. And then 2 Invocation. Most people, play 2. What should I do next? Extra deck or side deck?
Yeah, let's go take a look at the extra deck.
Okay.
And that'll be good.
So the extra deck is kind of like wonky right now because I just finished playing. But hold on 1 second. So my invoked monsters, I play 2 Mechabo, 1 Kaliga, and 1 Agdes. These 3 are really self-explanatory because they work and feed off each other. The Kaliga is, in my terminology, player preference because there's a lot of dark monsters in this deck, and in order for the deck to get going, I need to be able to fusion a lot more often. So I just played this, and it's also really good with a Winda Kaliga lock, 1 effect and 1 special summon. My Nadir targets. Yeah, those are my Nadir targets. Abkalone, Search, Schism, and discard. And with this too, this card has so much utility. If I discard Tragedy, I get to add 2. So because it's not cost, because it works for the Shadals as well. Wow. So that's why it's so broken. 1 Intis, blow stuff up. Titanblad, add Dogmatikas. Hurry up. 2 Quarties. I feel like 2 is just a good ratio. It's just a nice card. Minus everything to 0. 25k body is an 8-star. An 8-star is actually really important because I play the Dragula. So since this is generic rank 8,
that's the spice.
Yeah, I played that and this on the field, usually going second. Make this, and if my opponent has no response to anything, I'm killing him with that 1 card. Also that for the combo. I only played 2 Shadal monsters. Only really, other than the Abkalone, just to have if I want to summon a light monster, I'll use this dark. Usually I use the construct for food in the graveyard for the Maximus combo, so that way I can have a Shadal monster in the graveyard since I don't run any dolls. And then Moon Maiden, Alistair.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, you want to go over the side deck as well?
It'll be real quick. I'm not going to explain.
Yeah, go for it. Because usually side decks, people are going to side deck whatever they're going against.
Based off their meta. So 2 Nibiru to add on to that first one. This is for, when I side deck. 3 Bells. I think is really good against most of the meta. 2 Cosmic Cyclones. My back row removal. Dark Ruler no more. When I'm going second. 3 Lancia. Against most decks that banish like Tri-Brigade and Virtual World. One Shaddoll Aerial, just in case I'm playing against a graveyard heavy deck like Eldritch or Tri-Brigade, just to banish their stuff so that they can't even activate it. And my personal spice for today, since our locals run Sky Strikers and Virtual World a lot, is 2 Messiah. If I see this going first and I play it on my Pendulum Scale, they can't dump any of their spells or trap cards to the graveyard. It's just going to get banished. So it will hinder them a lot, especially against Sky Striker who rely on the graveyard for spells.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't see it at all once today, but I feel like it's going to be really good in the future.
Sounds good, man. Well, thank you for taking the time to do this, man. Congratulations. You killed it out there, dude, and I look forward to seeing you play again, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You got it, man.